Legislation.
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 Current ranking minority member of the pivotal House Rules Committee. The Rules Committee controls the flow of legislation, spurring it forward or stopping it altogether.
I'm not sure we're supposed to be stopping anything. Ain't you said McCord could speed up or halt legislation?
How you doing, Garrison?
This is Roger McCord. I understand you'll be preparing some legislation.
Is that right?
Voting rights bill.
That ain't the Trump.
President Johnson, it passed the greatest piece of civil rights legislation since Lincoln freed the slaves.
It's a 100-page piece of legislation we've been carefully negotiating for days.
Gentlemen, why they are here. You are spending millions of dollars buying politicians, spreading misinformation, and influencing legislation.
No, the thing is, I've been in the forefront of gun control my entire life. My father wrote the first legislation into the Illinois Constitution.
Nothing we've been advertising, but AgriNext has been preparing for legalized marijuana for years. As soon as the legislation catches up, we'll be ready to move.
I could really use your help on this one, Bill.
I would if I could, you know that. You also know how important this legislation is to me.
You could be doing so much more. Changing policy worldwide, pushing through new legislation.
Thank you. We have long been wrong. And it's time for legislation that allows our private parts to be aroused by the people God intended to arouse.
Steal cars. You know, my dad has connections with the government. He's a powerful man. They support immigration legislation.
So much traffic today.
Acquaint.
Acquaint. Acquaint.
Acquaint.
Acquaint.
Mayor Weldon and Laura Cambridge were acquainted. I don't know much about her at all. She wasn't here very long.
Looks like you have your next visitor. I'll get out here and I'll let you two get acquainted.
Coca. Yes. I definitely think you need to get acquainted with it.
But have no fear. This particular devil and I are well acquainted. Here we go.
And remember, if you need any help, I'm acquainted with your finances. And I'm acquainted with your attitude. Don't say a word. Hello, I'm calling from Max's Homemade Cupcakes to acquaint you with our new Morning with Max's special.
See, I think you'd prefer that it did.
Are you acquainted with Eileen Morgan?
Yes.
Well, you've been working for me for over a month, and I figured it was time we got acquainted.
Okay, right on. So, you guys have the rest of the day to get acquainted with your security protocol handbooks, waiting in your new digs.
Want to speak to the captain.
Well, he's presently indisposed. Wanted us to get acquainted until he gets here.
You haven't even asked.
Yeah, I've read extensively on the gravedigger. I'm acquainted with the profile.
My name's Payne, and if your name's as accurate as mine, then we should get better acquainted.
I'm on my way. Okay, you've become acquainted with my office already. Feel free to use it for as long as you need.
Curiosity.
Curiosity. Curiosity.
Curiosity.
Curiosity.
Well, I just want to see what he's like. Satisfy my curiosity and get it out of my system.
Oh, he's obsessed with...
What's underneath the pinafore, yes. Look, I think he's just developed a normal curiosity about the human body.
Somebody here once said that since the dawn of our species, man's been blessed with curiosity. You know the other one about curiosity, don't you, Jack?
Out of curiosity, why have you not ever asked me to stay with you before?
What's your sudden interest, if I may ask?
Client with a mild curiosity.
Hey, this is great. I'd do this for free. I really would. But just out of curiosity, how much are we getting paid?
I really got bitten by the bug of deep ocean exploration. It was adventure, it was curiosity, and it was an experience.
You don't have it. You don't got shit from me other than mild curiosity and...
Begrudging admiration.
I asked you for in advance.
Just out of curiosity, Watson,
Who exactly asked you for $5,000?
One last question, if you will, just to satisfy my curiosity.
They were showing him a new model. He was asking how the new one was different than the old one. Curiosity, not ignorance.
Just describe my experience.
Well, that's exactly what I want you to do with my story. No sales pitch, just your honest curiosity.
Split. 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 Split.
Dudes, let's split! Split! Split!
We need to split up. We need to split up. We need to split up. Green, Taylor, Tex. Take the truck and our gear. Follow the convoy. Ravit, Burke, come with me.
We should split up. We should split up. We should split up. I'll take Aiden back to the high school while you head back.
Fuck Fergus. That bastard would be singing like a canary anyway. This is a better split. 2 ways instead of 3.
Fuck me.
Split up. It's either of them.
Should we split up?
Yeah. You go that way. A man divided. Split personality. Really? Nothing?
The point is, we decided that we're gonna cool things off.
What, you mean split up?
Yeah.
Yet he hasn't come to visit once since arriving in King's Landing. I lay here, my face split in half, but father never came.
If I ever see him, I'll split him in 2.
Accuse. Accuse. Accuse.
Accuse.
Accuse.
No, and you were surprised that Mr. Roscoe used your information on the air to accuse Cheryl Willens. Why?
So I guess you could accuse me of being corrupt for myself, but not for my wife.
Will, what's going on?
It's your old friend Viola Walsh. She's suing us. She got one of our paralegals to accuse us.
Well, I don't know what that has to do with me. You all pushed me out, remember?
Open deposition so that you may...
They're gonna force her to testify in open court?
If she denies the affair, they'll accuse her of perjury. Then everything she says in court will be thrown out.
Not from previous accidents.
You had dents on your front fender, both side doors, and most significantly, since this is where you accuse my client of damaging your car, on the rear fender.
She did this to me.
How dare you accuse me of having an affair in front of my son?
Yeah, you're avoiding the question. Are you having an affair with Jack Garcia?
Is that why you brought me here? To accuse me of murder?
Great wall of lawyers. And as for Zach, I can't just haul people in here and accuse them of murder without a good reason.
I'm telling you, he did it.
No, you broke it.
You dare accuse me of lying? I want him executed at once! Don't you look at me!
He wasn't there. Neither was his computer.
We're trying to keep him safe. We're on your side.
My side? First you accuse me, then you want my help? I want a lawyer.
Amuse.
Amuse. Amuse.
Amuse. Amuse.
You Porter's girlfriend? Ari, I'm really happy that you're amused. You're amused. But did you see that? That guy is gonna come back for me. No joke.
Buddy. How are you, man?
Amused.
Serious?
I am shocked. Amused, but shocked.
Go ahead, tell the whole world. We don't care. God.
You don't have to feel any way about it. Lecter did it to amuse himself.
There you go.
It's not bad. You still got it.
So easily amused. We got a deal?
Yeah.
If you should turn out to have been right.
I am here to amuse, sir.
Kind?
Kind? Who am I to be kind? No, it amused me to punish my relations.
This Da Vinci ours, if it amuses you.
And for my peace of mind, please don't.
It amuses me that you think I would even give a shit about your peace of mind.
Glad I amuse you.
You know I can hear you up here.
No.
I confess I was amused at the idea of an Irish radical for a chauffeur, but I see now I've been naive.
Optional.
Optional. Optional. Optional. Optional.
Oh, blank find has a speech he's trying to get out of, but the rest are confirmed.
Tell him it's not optional. Not optional. Not optional.
Yeah.
Can the ritual be complete? The virgin's death is optional, 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 as long as it's last. Main thing is that she, suffers.
I was under the impression that sleeping at Graceland was an optional. Everything's optional, DJ. It's all just a matter.
When are we gonna go for a ride together, just the two of us? Bike's optional, bike's optional, bike's optional.
Knock it off, Ricky.
I don't know.
Oh, come on, Travis. We don't have optional participation in this class.
Oh, darling, I'm sorry. Dessert is not optional, not after I traipsed all over town to find Richard his favorite flavor of ice cream.
That pain is inevitable, and suffering is optional.
Not without knowing where Oliver is.
I thought I made it clear that leaving was not optional.
No, actually, you didn't make anything clear.
Destructive.
Destructive. Destructive.
Destructive.
Destructive.
Good looking, angry, destructive, destructive, destructive. Oh yeah, but you're not destructive. This is all about love.
Where you've been implanted with a push-pull mechanism that keeps you fearful of authority and destructive, and destructive, and destructive.
And Archie, you're on some sort of self-destructive bender, cleaning out your pension fund like you're so desperate to be alive. And this guy...
Okay, you're violent and you're angry and you're destructive and I'm scared of you, okay? Fuck!
By the U.S. Department of Inclement Weather to be the region's most destructive meteorological event of the second half of the 20th century.
It's a shocking habit, destructive to the logical faculty. We observe.
You can make him see how destructive his actions would be. You can make him believe it's whatever random and potentially destructive thing that pops into their heads.
How do you think the
Your gift is quite destructive, but look at the music you can make.
With a self-destructive streak, a recipe for compelling.
Finite.
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 Finite. I guess maybe it's connected to the money, but the 10-minute reel is so finite, so finite, so finite.
It's almost an athletic thing.
There's a moment where you're suddenly in a very quiet, very finite world. It's very finite world. It's very finite world.
But because that space is finite, 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 it must be filled only with the things one needs to be the best version of oneself.
We have a finite number of Friday nights in our lives. Why are we spending one of them here?
Because it's Friday night.
But space is not a finite environment.
It's like a needle in a haystack. It's a very finite, accurate, exact thing.
The White House is finite. Your marriage is for life.
Document.
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 A legal document. Document. She only has your last name. My name's just a middle name.
On, please. This is just for us. Just to document all this.
Who knows?
Solution. Listen, you need a document stating that Niles wanted his money going to his niece.
If you internalize this document, you should be able to field basic questions about the bailout.
That document I gave you on the woman, where is it?
Right here, sir.
Am I to understand that you have read this document, Inspector?
Yes, sir.
The 238-page document outlines standard operating procedure for...
Classic. No, not classic. That is a holy document.
Take him from me.
All this document does is officially establish that Giuliano is his father.
Document needs your approval. Saul Berenson found a redacted document that points to the mission.
named Styler. They were backed up by a document forger named Vernick.
Trap.
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 You think it's a trap? You think it's a trap? You think it's a trap?
I don't know.
Sending her trap for me. Would you like to come? She's taking me to watch the race.
Yeah, you see, it's easy. Your food trap's clogged, that's all.
Oh.
You see this bulb here? You just unscrew this.
The third checkpoint is the trap.
Just shaved a little skin off of your leg. Can't even tell it's a trap now.
What went wrong was me accepting this ride from you in this death trap.
You're walking this right into a trap.
Is this a trap?
Of course it's a trap.
Working with him, I know we can trap the real traitor.
I'd love it if you were right about this, but did you ever consider it might be a trap? He could lead us directly into a trap.
Am I in trouble? So you gonna bring your ass to my trap?
Operation Booby Trap?
Yep, and Tina's gonna be the bait.
The tank was brought on for the first trick and then taken off stage. Borden must have placed it under the trap door after the interval.
I'm a trapped compulsive.
I heard rumors, booby traps.
Domestic.
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 Domestic. Domestic.
Career in the living room of a domestic terrorist. Domestic terrorist. Domestic terrorist. Domestic terrorist. Nothing to do with race. Don't you want to know why? Got me on a heavy domestic. 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 They took my badge.
A couple's dinner? You've become so domestic and so domestic and so domestic now that you're a lesbian.
Oh, hilarious.
You are going to remove the contents of that box.
300 racks, domestic.
The violence in the workplace correlates to domestic violence. Guy doesn't blow up a building without that anger spilling over at home.
What's that thing supposed to be?
Domestic bliss.
Looks like someone shot a tilt-a-whirl.
But I do have tons of experience, not just the elderflower thing. I did a PSA for domestic violence.
Dale, come on, it's time to go.
Oh, it's a domestic flight. Will you chill?
We got a domestic on Boku Bad. That would be me. A woman who lives here, Sarah Fisher, was signed in at Treeview Hospital last night. Hospital made the domestic abuse call.
These domestic situations, it's not uncommon to get cold feet.
You?
Brett Carlisle, domestic artist.
He bottled in a castle in Hampshire.
Catch up.
I'm seeing someone.
So am I.
Imported or domestic?
Import.